Hey everyone, I'm Sam Peterson and welcome to the Millcreek Government Channel, where we highlight the incredible and inspired in our community. Our guest today is Tish Bartlett, Executive Director of the Autism Society of Northwest Pennsylvania. Tish has been with the Autism Society for over 13 years. The Autism Society of NWPA has been providing support for individuals and families living with an autism spectrum disorder in Erie, Crawford, Venango, and Mercer counties for over 25 years. The support comes in the form of referrals, mentors, education, and creating a community of understanding. They have a mission of creating a world where everyone in the autism community is connected to the support they need when they need it. Welcome, Tish. Great to have you today.
Thank you for inviting me.
So let's start from the very beginning here. As someone that maybe just has no idea what you do or maybe isn't even familiar with autism. So I guess my first question would be, who is the Autism Society of Northwest Pennsylvania?
So the Autism Society is a family support organization that first formed in this area in the mid-'80s by a group of parents that saw a need. In the late 90s, it became a formal organization, really structured. We had still at that time 8 parents volunteering their evenings to find support. They were all parents of individuals with autism, and they knew that we needed some help in our area. So since that time, we have grown. We are our own 501c3. That happened in 2012. And we're providing 11 therapeutic programs, monthly family sensory outings, preschool opportunities, education for our families, as well as the community at whole. So we have grown tremendously, and we also have our own building now. We have an Autism Family Center right on State Street in the heart of Erie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I guess going off of that then, what would the Autism Society's definition of autism be?
So autism, the definition of it is it's a disorder of neurological origin, affecting individuals often profoundly in communication and socialization. So they say it's a spectrum, they say autism spectrum disorder, because you can have individuals that are profoundly affected, that are nonverbal, and will need a lifetime of supports. They'll never be able to live independently. Or on the other end, our level 1 individuals, they're very high functioning, and they can live independently with some supports if needed. They will be employed. They will be able to take care of themselves and maybe even have a family and be married, depending what their desires are. So it is such a broad spectrum, and I know that can be confusing and overwhelming, because when you picture someone with autism, you could be picturing on either end of the spectrum, and then of course the ones that are in the middle that maybe need some support. So it's a huge variety.
Gotcha. So I guess my next question then, going off of that, would be, how do you support those families?
So we provide multi-level of supports. So for the overall families, we of course provide resources, referrals, helping them get connected to the actual services they need. Because we are not a provider, we're not able to go into the homes and provide behavioral therapy, speech therapy. So we can get them connected to those resources. And then we provide the family support, that network of understanding. And we do that through our Autism 101 education, our family monthly sensory and social outings. We do something out in the community every month, 12 months a year. So recreational opportunities, so the families feel like they're not alone and they're not isolated. We do a mom's wine and cheese, get our moms together. We've done things like a happy hour, making a craft, decorating cookies, whatever they need. It's a time for them to escape that day-to-day and be in with a supportive group of moms that understand what they're going through. I mean, parenthood in itself can be very stressful and hard, but then when you add a special needs child, it just makes it 10 times harder. There's a lot of joy to it, but there are also a lot of challenges and hurdles that they need to work through. So we also do community education, where we're educating businesses, venues, organizations about autism, so our families feel more comfortable going out into the community on their own, because they know that places such as Splash Lagoon has worked with us, the Erie Seawolves, the Erie Playhouse, Erie Children's Museum, Otters. They've all worked with us, and we've taught them about autism and how they can support our families. So now our families can go out into the community and feel welcomed. Then for our children, specifically the individuals with autism, we start out at preschool. We have a preschool meetup. They're usually diagnosed anywhere from 24 months to 3 years. So we have a preschool meetup where they can come in a comfortable environment and make friends, play. Moms and dads can support one another. And we have specialized therapeutic programs for them, sticky fingers, ooey gooey, getting their hands into shaving cream, different things to work on those sensory skills. Feel the beat, practice with some wooden instruments, working on those. Those are all sensory items, because a lot of individuals have some sensory challenges. We move into our Lego Club, Building Connections Lego Club. That is for kindergarten through 12th grade. It is in February. Lego Club will be celebrating its 10th anniversary. They come together, so this is the secret. The kids think they're just coming to be creative and build. It's a preferred activity. There's a lot of evidence, research showing that children with autism, creative building with Legos helps them to grow and develop. So we utilize that preferred activity to work on their communication skills, verbal, non-verbal, social interaction, whole body listening, but they don't know that. They think they're just coming to play, have fun with their Legos.
Sometimes play is learning. Yeah.
It is, and surprisingly, a lot of our individuals with autism, we have to really push them and encourage them to play. It's not always comfortable for them, so it's not a natural item. So Lego Club is giving them that opportunity. We move into our teens, age 13 and up. And we have a teen social club where they come once a month, and it's their club. They have dinner together and they do activities. So many of our teenagers are socially isolated. They're not joining school sports teams, school clubs. They probably, they're feeling awkward at lunch. You're no longer eating in middle school with your classroom. You're individually navigating the cafeteria. So many times they end up isolated because it's so overwhelming to them. Well, we give them a club where they can come, and that's where they belong. They have friends there from their districts, from other districts. They're doing activities. They're learning about one another. And on the first Thursday of the month, it's just about them. Whatever activity they would like to do, they have a voice in the program. The Thursdays in between, we do Bridge to Success. That's our opportunity to teach them. We use a healthy relationships curriculum. We're working on social relationships, social boundaries, secrets, internet safety. Our individuals can really be vulnerable for being taken advantage of. So we're teaching them those skills that aren't coming naturally, but a lot of unwritten social rules in the world. And we're teaching them those since they don't come naturally. So when they are older and living as independently as possible, that they have these skills to protect themselves and be successful in the workplace. Because, a lot of our individuals, they lose their job not because of lack of skills, but conflicts in the workforce, behaviors, inner challenges interacting with coworkers. Because let's be in a workplace, we're all working, we're spending a lot of time with each other. If there's a conflict, it's not comfortable and it stops production. So we're helping them to navigate those waters at a young age. And then we added an adult social group. They meet on the second Saturday of the month, and that's their club as well. They decide, what are they going to do? What are they going to eat? They're the ones navigating that club. We provide facilitators to oversee it, and we provide our family center, but they're the ones giving a voice of, hey, this is what, we want pizza for lunch this time. We want hamburgers. We're going to do a picnic in the parking lot, and they had cornhole and like life-size bowling and different things. I've learned all kinds of things. Yeah, they have a great time. They did chair volleyball once. I'd never heard of that. That was amazing. They loved it. So that's their time. And when we look at the essential life skills that individuals need in adulthood to be successful, we're talking about our executive functioning, personal safety, practical life skills, and communication. So we just launched this past year with a grant from Erie Insurance, our Skills to Pay the Bills program. And it has 5 modules. We have banking, cooking, household responsibilities, life and job skills, and then lawn maintenance. So banking, we're going to the basics. Safety with the ATM, how to write a check, how to make a budget, what are needs versus wants. We probably all could use that lesson. We found out some of our teen clubbers really think they will die if they don't have their cell phone. They really feel like that is the end of the world if they don't have their cell phone.
In the world for a lot of people, I think,
Yes. And then we did cooking, taught them about nutrition, making a meal, how do you make a grocery list. We took them to the grocery store, taught them to navigate the grocery store. I did not lead that one because I needed to be a student in that one because grocery stores are overwhelming to me. Cheers. So taught them how to navigate the grocery store, purchase the items, and then they came back the following week and they made a full meal from beginning to end. They were so proud of themselves, and it was delicious. It was a great meal.
I know the Walmart in Millcreek does sensory-friendly hours. Is that something you're familiar with, or do a lot of the people that utilize the Autism Society, do they use that?
I am not sure who uses it, but I know some of our families enjoy, like Sam's Club early hours, and Chuck E. Cheese does sensory hours. So we love when companies provide sensory shopping hours, because for those that really can't take their individual into a store because of the lights and the sounds, it's beneficial to give them that opportunity, introduce them to the store in a comfortable environment, so then you can build upon that. So that's very kind. So we like that they do that.
Well, I guess my next question would be, how do you receive funding for the Autism Society?
So this usually shocks people. We are 100% fundraising dollars.
Really?
And we have been for 25 years. Yes, we fundraise a lot. We've been blessed most recently with getting some grants, such as the Erie Insurance grant, and then we were also blessed with a grant from Toyota Erie, as well as some other auto racers for kids has supported our Lego Club for many years. But otherwise, it's been fundraising dollars. That's how we've always provided all our programming, how we've always provided our activities. So we have some amazing community partners as well as our families. And then our signature of fundraising event is our annual Walk for Autism. So it's held every April. I know, outside in Erie.
That's dicey.
It is, but even on the years that we've had, horrific weather, our families and our community, they are outstanding. They still show up. They come and they support, and it's more than a walk. It's a day, it's a festival. It's a day of celebrating. It's a day to say, we're here for you. We're gonna support you. We're gonna help you through this. So we're on our, 2024 is our 23rd annual walk.
Congratulations, wow.
Thank you. It'll be April 27th, 2024. I have to really think about those numbers. And it's at Lake Erie Speedway. They are a tremendous partner to us. So we're excited. We're already started on the plans. This past year, we had about 3,000 in attendance. We had record-setting pre-registration numbers with over 2,300 walkers. Yeah.
So is that your largest event coming up?
That is our signature largest fundraiser annually. This past year, it raised $156,000.
That's incredible.
Yes, and that's significant. Yeah. That's about 65% of our budget. So, wow. Yes, it is a significant event for us. And then we have other individuals that they do third-party fundraisers where they actually host the event, plan the event, handle all expenses for the event, and then present the proceeds to us. So we're extremely grateful for our third-party events because with our limited capacity, that helps stretch that fundraising dollar and bring some more support into us. But we do have another fundraiser coming up in October 22nd. We have our third annual reverse raffle. We've moved it inside this year. We had been doing it outside because we like to be outside. We're going to be inside at the JPT Foundation Event Center. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be, we have DJ Stu hosting. So DJ Stu is actually one of our individuals with autism.
Wow.
He graduated from Penn West Edinburgh and with an independent study communication degree. He has a DJ business. He's also doing some trying to do work at like local TV stations, and we're so excited. He's a really good DJ.
I'm sure.
And so he's going to be hosting it. And of course, the reverse raffle is a raffle you do not want your number called. You want to be the last man standing. And basket auction, sideboards, tip boards, and dinner, beverages. So just an evening, an adult evening. It's 21 and older.
So can you then talk a bit about the support that you offer for families with newly diagnosed individuals with autism?
Yes, we started multiple levels of support. We offer our Autism 101 training, which goes through the basics. It talks about what autism is, the three core areas that are affected, which is our communication, the restricted behaviors, and social interaction. And then we break those down and we talk about the levels of communication and what they might be seeing, whether it's nonverbal, limited verbal ability, or fully communicative. And we also really emphasize that verbal ability has no bearing on intellectual ability. You can have an individual that is nonverbal but highly, highly intelligent.
Absolutely.
So we always talk to them, not about them, not in front of them, talk to them, even if they can't respond in the typical manner. We go through social challenges, social interactions, and teaching them those social skills. The behaviors, why are the behaviors occurring? What does it mean behind it? A tantrum, recognizing a tantrum versus a meltdown. How can you help your individual to reduce those meltdowns? Some sensory discussions on some sensory tools that might be helpful. What kind of items they can be sensitive to. Some of our individuals are sensitive to rain. Mm-hmm. And feels like the world should shut down, like yesterday when we had a lot of rain. I think the world should shut down, and we know the world can't stop, not even for a snowstorm. So,
not neary, at least.
Not neary. So we talk about all of that in detail and how we can support them through these. We also we created many years ago, the Next Step Guide. It's a little like handbook on autism. Mm-hmm. How to get a diagnosis, how to get services, what does it mean throughout the lifespan, all the way through estate planning, guardianship, power of attorney, what might fit your family needs. Nobody wants to talk about that, but especially when you have a special needs child, those are vital conversations. Who is going to be your individual's voice when unfortunately you're no longer there to be their voice? Letters of intent are so hard to write, but so valuable.
Yeah.
And a letter of intent is for a parent to write. So if they have a nonverbal individual, when they're no longer available to speak, that letter of intent talks about them. What do they like? What are their dislikes? What are their wishes for their loved one? So hard topics, but really vital.
Very. So do you usually see like a certain age when people are diagnosed? Is it generally in childhood? Is it a little later on?
So typically, the signs of autism are appearing between 24 months and 5 years. The average diagnosis is probably around 3 years. There are some families, especially those that are more profoundly affected, that they're recognizing it in early infancy. Mm-hmm. So young ladies, though, we're doing a much better job of diagnosing them earlier. Historically, they've been later diagnosed because they don't present the typical way as their male counterpart.
Really?
Yeah, they're innately more social. So a lot of our young ladies are not getting diagnosed until those middle school years when the deficit between their peers is more apparent. Oh. So, but we're doing a much better job. There is a structure set up now in the pediatric evaluations of infants where they go through a checklist for identifying if they're showing signs of autism. So that is more awareness. Our doctors being more aware, following these checklists is increasing those diagnoses, which is important because early intervention is such a key component to successful outcomes for later in life.
Okay. Well, then we talked a bit about the Autism Society of NWPA. Are there any other autism societies out there?
So yes, we are all part of an affiliate network. We have the Autism Society of America. They're in Maryland. They started in 1969, and there's about 70 affiliates across the U.S. So we all share the name and the brand. However, we're all independent. We all have our own 501c3s. We're all responsible for our own fundraising and developing our programs. But we do have that supportive network for name recognition, and we can go to one another for help and resources.
That's awesome. So where can people go if they want to get involved, if they want to donate?
So we're right here in Erie, 3308 State Street, Erie, PA. Our website is autismnwpa.org. We have a Facebook page, Autism Society Northwestern Pennsylvania, and our number is 814-455-3540. So they are more than welcome. Stop by, email us at info@autismnwpa.org. Give us a call. We'd be more than happy to get them connected to the resources they need.
Tish, thank you so much for speaking with us today. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here.
And thank you for watching the Millcreek Government Channel.